Hello, my friends. How are you all doing? Everything good? Everything cool? Everything awesome? Starting here then, another video on the Familia Nomade channel.
And of course, this week's video is the update on our project, the construction of our house.
Traveler in this bus here, look, this is Pachacão. We're even thinking about putting it there later. Look, what do you guys think? We could write there, look, in that part that even lights up, classic Familia Nomade, or we could write Pachacão there when it's ready. What do you think? Leave it in the comments for us here. This is Pachacão, this 40-passenger bus year 1981. This is the 0364 model, I always mention it here. But maybe you just arrived. For now, let me update you. We're building a motorhome here in Goiânia at the BTS Motorhomes factory. I'll leave it here for you. There are many projects going on here. You can check them out on Instagram and so on.
There's a Volare minibus, there's a nice little minibus over there, there's a van here, a van there, a van over there, a lot of things. The factory, right?
The bus is outside because it won't fit in. There are many projects, I'll show you later, but first, here's the update. Another week has passed, making a video for you.
Today we're here with Anderson, a BTS partner, and Jonathan. They're working on the bus, fitting things inside. I'll show you. As for the window finishing, there are several brands in Brazil. Fenestra, Celeste, Mastering. We chose to use Fenestras. Anderson works more on the metal work, cutting and welding. Over there is the father. Jonathan is Pachacão's stepfather. He's taking care of things there.
Look, carpentry, from what I can see, it's going to go through here, right? Anderson put some PU here.
For the ACM finishing, for those who saw it before, we took out the original windows and put in the shiny black ACM.
Then they make the cuts, install the windows, and before that, of course, you put in all the thermal and acoustic insulation. We chose to use rock wool. There are several types of thermal and acoustic insulation you can use.
What we thought, considering the volume, which is really big in the bus, right?
The price, the cost, and the effectiveness would be good. Rock wool is actually a material that Lucas from Motorhome Sonho uses a lot.
We learned this from him, but there are others. Some better, some worse, right?
So let's talk about updates here on our bus. Maybe you don't know me, I'm Bruno, and together with Clarinha and our children, Bernardo, who's 9 years old, and Cauê, who's almost 2 years old, we are the Familia Nomade from Goiânia and have spent a lot of time traveling, even living in a pickup truck with a rooftop tent.
We've already had 2 other motorhomes, a Mercedes Sprinter and a Renault Master.
Then, on the road in Florianopolis, Cauê was born. We've traveled through Argentina, a bit of Uruguay, and seen lots of cool things.
And now we're here in Goiânia, in our city, building this house on wheels, our new house on wheels.
And every week I'm posting updates here. And when this bus is ready, there will be a lot of trips on this channel for you to follow. This lifestyle, I'll call it van life, but actually it's bus life, right? It would be bus life, life on the bus.
So, let me show you what's going on over there. So, not much has changed out here.
But we're already finishing up the windows. When we install the windows, we do the final finishing touches afterward. Using the black PU, you remove these little burrs here and apply the PU to seal it, right?
Water must be kept out since the worst problem in a house like this is water intrusion.
A window in the living room kitchen area and one in the bathroom turned out great.
I chose not to put in the exhaust fan. Sorry, not to put in the skylight, but to put a little window there in the bedroom.
So, come with me so we can see how it is. Here's the project, opening up Pachacão, our little house on wheels. Look, first update, we've already put in the wood here, the marine plywood. Here in the part of the bus where I removed that old wood, that rubber, we put in some nice new wood here.
We're going to do a great job here on the inside of the bus.
All right, here we go. I want it to turn out great.
So, look, we're going to put vinyl flooring with a wood color all along the entire length of the bus floor.
So we tore out those old boards, put in marine plywood here, which can get wet, right?
Here in the central part too, the whole area where we'll be stepping will get the vinyl flooring, so we tore everything out. This is where the seats will go, right?
4 seats will go here. We also tore those out.
These side panels are already made of plywood, marine grade as well, and we also used Formica here and here. We also replaced this side panel. We put in new wood here, all along its lining, and on the floor as well. There will also be vinyl flooring, really nice.
Then, we take these original aluminum parts and put them here. Look, we'll put them here in these little holes that give access here, if I'm not mistaken.
That's where it goes down. That's where the spare tire goes underneath here. This little hole, I think it's for an old alternator.
And here, look, this winch, I think that's what lowers it.
We use some mechanism, which I don't know how it works, to lower the spare tire. Then, in the end, clean all of this up, make it look really nice. Maybe put a lining here for this part. It'll look good, right? Is it padded?
I can't manage to close this thing. I think it's like this. Let's see how it goes. Here, look, there we go. Done. I closed it. On this side, there's another little door, which is the fuse compartment.
Look, wow, look.
Clean everything up too, so it fits perfectly. Then put these parts back here, or redo them to put where the handbrake is. Here is the parking brake. Over there is the oil reservoir, right? I think the system is pneumatic too. I want to replace or refurbish this seat for more comfort, as I've mentioned in other videos. And I want to put the 53 seats up here in the front, right? To make it better here in our dear Pachacão.
Get out of there.
Don't just stand there watching.
Put the thing on and cut it, put it on and take it off. It's fitting. They took out that old metal sheet that was in the corner. That's awesome. Look, an old can there. They took it out so they can put the vinyl flooring here later, right? That's it, guys. Everything's working out.
They could have removed it earlier.
Right. It's giving us trouble now, see? The corners of it. Oh, that's true. This thing is tough, huh? You have to get that little edge, right? That's it, like this. Let me show you inside here then. The new stuff, the other part here. Look, so do we have any news? It seems like we don't because things are moving slowly, but we do.
Look, so here in the kitchen, the whole countertop is even protected here.
We made it in black Formica, TX textured, and with the same material that we used here. Look, the table. Look, the same material here, right? Black Formica, TX textured. I chose to make the table leg in the same wood material. It wasn't necessary. Since it won't go up and down, I decided to leave it in the same material. There was a little leftover piece of black Formica. We used it here on these benches. Look, we have it. Later, I'll finish installing the push lock latches, both here and on that one over there. Here. The little sofa is also ready. Let me move this so you can see. Look, this will be a little sofa, and this little sofa also has a storage compartment. Oops, something fell here. It's a small storage compartment. We use any available space in the motorhome to store things, so you can keep supplies or whatever here.
We'll think about it later. There will be some foam here, right? Some padding here. Making a little sofa will be nice. I even have a plan. I was thinking of something interesting.
It could be that in the future I move this table further back and remove this little sofa and leave it here. Instead of the armchairs lined up, I can put the two one behind the other in these holes, and here I can make a big sofa, right? I think that's an interesting idea. What do you guys think? It's working out over there. What else is here? Let me see if there's anything new. I think in this part here, no, right? So we're now finishing up the windows, putting in these structures. Look, this is the structure that goes on the window. Let me see if this one is the right one.
We chose to make it more square at the top and rounded at the bottom.
I think this one goes right here. Look, it's going to fit in, and after we install this final trim, we'll still add Telemax, right? With blackout, bug screen, the screen, our partners there. These are excellent materials, wiring. From here, we'll start working down there, the technical part of the house, wiring, batteries, and everything else. The bunk bed is almost ready. Just the mattress goes on next, right? Bernard's mattress goes up here, Kalo's goes down here. The big cabinets are ready. Then we still need to put in the sleeping bag, right?
The bathroom is already fiberglassed with that material.
And then it'll be ready to install the bathroom window trim here. Look how nice and neat it turned out. We still need to add the inside part and finish the trim here. Cool. This is a little window that has a latch. You have to press it to release it, and here you adjust the height you want, right? If you want it more open or less open, when you take a shower, you can, right? Oh, taking a shower here. So you can adjust how far it opens. And also, if you don't want to close it, you can put the blackout here, right?
With the max screen or bug screen down?
You can leave it slightly open for air, get everything set, do the drains later, and now comes the hard part. Guys, here it is. So in the window finishing here by the door had a can that was just removed. It was a lot of work and would have been better to take it out earlier, right?
You have to finish those corners there to make it straight later, and then also put the vinyl flooring here, right? Remove those sharp corners too, and deal with those little things.
Here I hit my head all the time. I hit my head right here. See, it's higher than the rest. I'm tall, so every time I pass by, I hit my big head here.
We also need to buy the air conditioner, but first Diego needs to finish the painting and waterproofing. He's been pretty busy lately with a lot of work.
I didn't know this machine. It'll be different, right? It's cool, right? To cut the corner there. That's what I used to cut downstairs. Yeah, the cover there. Oh, did the cover fit in, right?
Ah, nice. Yeah, since we lowered the bathroom floor here, we had a little problem down there. I'll show you what happened. When you close the storage compartment door, that's where the utility area of the RV is, right?
Plumbing, electrical, it wasn't closing, so we had to work on it here. So here are the storage compartments, right? We even took the measurements for the water tanks. Let me lift this up here, it's heavy. The thing is, it has these pistons and they fit into this structure.
And when we were making the substructure here, it was catching a little bit. We had to make a small recess here, just a little in this part here and here, but it worked out.
Now down here, we took the measurement in this part.
Here goes the water tank. The wastewater tank will hold about 250 liters. And over there, taking that space over there, in the middle goes the clean water tank.
It will be about 550, 600 liters. We're waiting for a quote to get it done.
Yes, sir. This order, see how much it's going to be. When it's ready, I'll let you guys know here. Then, I also want to plan something at the end.
Before painting, we need a way to lock it with a padlock, you know? Something to secure the storage compartments and keep everything safe, right?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4 storage compartments on each side, so we have to lock them, right?
Also think later, look, how am I going to lock this here when I close it there on the door?
Now this here is the finishing. It goes here inside the window. Oh, it goes around here. Then the window edge comes with the contact line, that one here. The smell is really strong. You get used to it, right?
You don't even feel it. You don't even smell it anymore, right?
It's gonna look good, huh?
The big room turned out awesome. There's going to be a ton of beautiful landscapes here. Look, when we stop somewhere...
The paving is clean, right? But there's no way. There's no way.
I'm always cleaning the paving, but it keeps piling up. No matter how much I dig, it never ends.
Good thing it's rained here in Goiás these past few days. After 150 days without rain.
It even cleaned up a bit, even on the roof. Look, some of the dust that was up here finally came off. You could even paint up here now. Remove that putty and redo it. Make sure everything is properly waterproofed so there's no risk of leaks. And then also install the solar panels. And little by little, the project starts coming to life and then it starts looking good, right? We can buy the push locks later so we can also install vinyl flooring throughout the house. We already have the refrigerator, we already have the stove, we already have the sink. Later, we just need the faucet. Oh, and we have to think about the cabinet later, right, Jonah?
The cabinet here in the bathroom, right? How is the sink going to be? We have to talk to Jefferson. Here will be the cabinet, see? Then there will be the countertop. And we have to think about how the faucet and the sink in the bathroom will be. Make some little niches too. And the mirror, of course, little niches, right? Where we're going to take a shower. We have to really think about the ergonomics of it later.
We have to see how it is.
We're going to do it.
Maybe we can do it today.
Can we? Good. I'll think about it here then, how it's going to be.
Yeah, my friends, that's it. Pretty cool, right?
Coming here, I had a little time now in the morning before I started teaching, and every little detail is coming together. Today we were already talking about building the little cabinet here in the bathroom. We have to check the sink, then the faucets, all those little things, right? And little by little, what we once dreamed of is becoming reality, right?
The first step, as I always say from my point of view, is for us to dream, for us to visualize the dream. We see that it's possible, analyze how other people did it, and if they did it, we also have the ability to do it our way, in our own style. So don't stop dreaming, right?
Don't stop making plans. Daily motivations. This Pachacão is a really big dream. It's huge, 10 meters, right?
And they came when Clara got pregnant with our second child, Kawe.
We thought about something bigger, we thought about minibuses and other possibilities, but we ended up with the idea of a bus. And today we really like it, with its advantages and disadvantages, right?
It's very big, it uses more fuel, the tires are much more expensive. But look at the house, the size of the house, which is great, and this idea of having a house this size.
Wherever we stop, the house is ready. We don't have to be all squeezed in. We're 4 people, right? Me and Clarino, the 2 boys. I really like that, you know?
I'm happy. So I think about the next trips, the next adventures aboard it. I know it won't get to as many places as a van or a small car, but wherever it goes, it will be very comfortable for us, right? I think this is also a big advantage, right?
Because I think, of course, the ideal would be a van, an extra long Sprinter, big, brand new, with a nice setup, but it would be more cramped.
It doesn't require less maintenance. So everything in life has its advantages and disadvantages.
There are pros and cons, and this one, as we said, the best motorhome is the one that fits your budget, the one you can actually make happen, the one that becomes doable for you, right?
So I'm really happy. Always grateful here for the successful partnership with BTS Motorhome, with Jefferson here in Goiânia and Johnny, right? Jonathan is also on Instagram. He does carpentry work, custom furniture here in Goiânia. If you need it, just talk to us here. Leave it in the comments. And that's it, guys. So it was really good to come here and update you. If you can and you like this video, leave us a like. It's important. Help hype it up, right? Hype it up so this video gets delivered to more people. If you can, leave a comment about what you think. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, because when this illusion is over, there will be adventures all over the world in our own way, right? So we'll stop here. See you next week. I'll make another video and we'll keep updating you about everything that's happening. Jonathan is coming up next. So guys, thanks a lot. Bye-bye. See you in our next video. Bye.